How do you get the Summon Symbiote and as well the 3-star anti-Venom? Why is the objectives not showing up? What's all the confusion about this? Things need to be explained. What do I need to do with the September objectives? This is what this video is going to be about. Hello everybody, welcome to that Indeed video. So I did say that I would be making a follow-up because a lot of people have either messaged me, requested, I've seen in comment sections that either number one, and I've seen it on the forums as well, why aren't the objectives coming up? You know, all of the stuff I just said in that intro right there. I've put a write-up of what I'm going to be discussing and kind of showcasing on screen, looking at the forums, looking at stuff that people have done in order to get the champions. All that info is going to be in the description down below if you want to read along with this, including like a breakdown of guide of how to do some of the objectives from September. If you missed some of my content as well as some of the other content that's out there. Whew. So let's go over, so you can read along as I said in the description, and let's go about breaking this into sorting out the confusion. The confusion side of things comes into 4 parts of clarification. So part 1, why isn't either the objective showing or the 3-star champions? Okay, so that's the big question for a lot of players that maybe kind of looking at these objectives and as well looking to see like, okay, well, where are they? Why am I seeing so many others with other people that are creating content? Big old load of confusion, right? We're going to break that down in a minute. Part 2 is don't see the larger amount of objectives. As I said, and as I've been kind of reiterating in the video that I made earlier, and as well as some of the content gone out yesterday, to be 100% clear, all that info is taken from a video Kabam posted called The Mysterious Contest Part 2. So again, just to explain that, the reason there's so many objectives, these are examples of objectives you're going to see. There's only 13 showcased in some content that other content creators have put up. It looks like there are more. That there's not. If you look very carefully, it overlaps some here. So it's like you see that all like that, and then it's like it goes to there. What some other creators have done is they've kind of like sandwiched together all those, and it looks like there's more. There's not. There's only 13 that can be seen, and then it's going to be a case that this drops on a daily basis. It's not a case that you get all of them at the same time. It's a daily basis. So you're not going to go going completely mad. I mean, you know, I've posted content, but it's still, my content is all about preparing you for these types of things. Okay, so that's one part of it. Part 3, people may be saying that they've done them and they haven't seen the champs or new ones come up. So a lot of things that I'm seeing reports wise is that say like, you know, you've gone into game, you've done all the stuff. You may have done the Uncollected or the Uncollected and the Conqueror, whatever, the Cavalier, whatever you've done. And you're like, right, I've done a string between week 1 and week 5, but they haven't popped up. You won't be alone. Many people have said this. There is going to be an option you can, or things you can try out with it. You know, one player saying here on the forums, I've completed the last month on Cav and Uncollected. Why do I not have the October objectives, although I got my 2 claimable champions? That's also a thing. So that's another part of it. You may be going, okay, well, I didn't get my objectives. And it may be a case that Kabam have got a bug. So that's something I don't want to rule out in doing this video. I would raise a support ticket with Kabam about that, because it could be a case, number 1, you got the champions. Number 2, you may have leveled up your anti-Venom and not realized it. There's a slim chance, and that means that you would have already done that objective, right? But the other thing is that it may not be in your account. Something may be broken. So if you go up to your top cog, top left-hand corner, and you go down to, on the left-hand side, to support. On the support area, it will allow you to put in a bit of technical support and go through the process of it between different things. There are some stuff where it's like, it seems like, oh, you're doing like a search thing. But if you click one of the options, it kind of puts it into a ticket that's kind of specific to whatever problem that you may or may not be having. And that's something to kind of like to mention right there. Or even I'm being silly, you press submit a request like right there. Yeah, so like it's in there, and that's how you kind of like do it. See, silly me. But also, as many other players point out, and as I would recommend, it's important, number 1, to know that you're updated to the latest update of Marvel Contest of Champions. Also, the second part to this is making sure that you've done the objectives. As I've put in the description, full details of the various different types of things you need to do for Uncollected and Cavalier's perspective. I haven't done anything for anything lower, but I think that's mainly kind of like you should really know how a lot of that stuff works. If you've seen the higher difficulties that I've posted, or the objective grind guides, it's kind of like that, but like you using lower rarities. I mean, like, look at this example here, like using a 3-star Bishop, Iceman, Storm, or Kitty Pryde in quests, or taking them down in various different quests. That's something to point out, and especially as you auto fight through a lot of the monthly content, it may be coming available. It was a lot easier last month to do those. If you are doing if you're doing the lower ones this month, it may be slightly difficult. If I can I'll try and find some more kind of quest grind options, as unfortunately these aren't well, there's very little in quests, arenas and incursions. It would be best if they were more like duels, but like, it is what it is. But I've put in the description like a full breakdown. I've also put in Marvel True Cost links, because they're important as well as to like the process. As a lot of you know, the process is indeed this. So there are very different types of difficulties. You have to do week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. So that's your 1 to 5 of one specific type of difficulty, will then allow you to get your Summon Symbiote and as well Anti-Venom. So then you can then do the various different types of difficulties or different types of daily objectives and so on. So as well, as I said, I've put in the description links to these here. This is a week 4 grind guide of the solo objectives and where to find the various different types of Venom pool, Venom, 5-star Venom, 6-star Venom, Agent Venom, those kind of things as well. You've also got this month's Cosmic Horror, as long as it's not kind of the thing is you have to use a Summon Symbiote in there, so that's kind of like a little bit of a problem. So you probably won't have access to that one, but there's definitely going to be Venoms around that you can grind against. There's also week 2. Week 2 is very much a case of finishing with special attacks. It's a pretty much easy thing to do. Week 1. Week 1's going to be incredibly difficult if you're starting off from week 1, man. Trying to find 6-star versions of these champions. It's a lot more complicated because last month's event quest was kind of like giving you the option right there. It's just the case, you know, you've got to, and week 5 is just leveling up champions. That's kind of like the simple part of it. Weeks 2 and week 5 very easy. But as I said, write-ups and information and links to this stuff is in the description down below. I don't want to make this a long video. I did want to make this kind of and get it out because I want to move on to some other content, but I did get a lot of requests in order to kind of like cover this. So again, just to kind of like reiterate this sentiment is, make sure you're updated. Make sure as well that you have restarted, because that's something that we're going to end on right now, is you've got to restart. Restart is a very important thing. So shout out to David, who yesterday went through the process himself of this, which you can see on screen right now. So which one, like I don't have some of the stuff, you know, he's saying like, well, what do I do? People give some good advice. Pick one difficulty and go to the end. So like doing, you know, Uncollected Cavalier, which you can see he's kind of like doing the process. And then once he's gone through right to the end, it's then going like, right, restart. And once he restarted, because he did all them, couldn't see them, it then popped up for him as an option. So make sure as soon as you've done these objectives, if you haven't done them already or you're about to finish them off, restart and you should be able to see this come up. But as I said, do bear in mind you might have to put in a ticket with Kabam, as we saw submit a request or submit a ticket. You might have to do that in order to make sure that there's not a bug, because you could see a bug. That's the thing. It's not completely ridiculous to think that you have a bug. I have seen people report this. It's not out of the realms of ridiculous and not working correctly. Apart from this is basically like that. That's basically down to you have to get your objectives done from the previous month. But I have definitely seen people say and legitimately put they have not received anything. This indeed was a perfect example. This player has gone right the way through to the end, didn't see it. So that's just the thing. Restart, make sure that it pops up. As I said, right up in the description down below. I hope this video has helped people out, as it's kind of like a similar video that I posted yesterday, but I felt this is a bit more detailed to kind of go over some like tips and tricks of how to get the Summon Symbiote. As I said, if you don't feel that you've done any of the steps that I've I've kind of like talked about, and you haven't read the description with some of the guides and advice, then please make sure you're doing a submit ticket to Kabam and saying, hey, I should be receiving my Summon Symbiote and my Anti-Venom, and hopefully Kabam get you sorted. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and check out some of the content that's posted on screen right now. It could be some helpful stuff, some interesting stuff, some spicy stuff. Who really knows? It's probably going to be about this month's side event, which I'm trying to get lots more content out to you, trying to do the Cavalier cheat sheet as soon as I possibly can, all that lovely stuff, as well as the top 5 tips of the month, you name it, content, working on it, as well as news and information for the MCN tomorrow. Appreciate you so much. See you all very soon. Bye bye for now.